Good morning, live from New Delhi. You're watching DT India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Trump directs the Pentagon to use all available funds to pay military by October 15th, slams Democrats for holding national security hostage. Israeli hostages to be freed from Gaza before peace summit in Egypt. World leaders, including UN chief, to attend the summit to be chaired by Trump and al-Sisi. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand to visit India on Sunday. Trade, security and energy on the agenda. Women's World Cup hosts India to face seven-time champions Australia in Visakhapatnam. US President Donald Trump announced on Saturday that he has directed the Pentagon to use all available funds to ensure US military personnel are paid by October 15th amid a partial government shutdown. Trump slammed Democrats for holding national security hostage over budget negotiations, accusing them of endangering troops. Trump instructed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to shift about $8 billion from other accounts to cover the payroll, bypassing the Congress. This follows failed talks on funding bills, with essential services continuing but many federal workers furloughed. No immediate response from the White House press office, but Pentagon officials confirmed preparations to execute the order. Legal experts are debating the move as the shutdown persists into its second week. Updates from West Asia now. Thousands of Gazans streamed north along the coast on Saturday, back to their abandoned homes as the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas entered into the second day. A steady stream of people, vast majority on foot, crammed onto coastal road in the central Gaza, heading north to see what might remain of their homes. It was a repeat of emotional scenes from an earlier ceasefire in January. Others headed to different parts of Gaza in the south. US President Donald Trump and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi will chair an international summit to discuss Trump's proposal to end Gaza conflict in Sharm el-Sheikh on Monday. The meeting will involve leaders from more than 20 countries, including French President Macron and UK Prime Minister Starmer. Prime Ministers of Italy and Spain will also attend the summit. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has also confirmed his attendance. The Egyptian presidency in a statement said the meeting will aim to end the Gaza conflict, enhance efforts to achieve peace and stability in West Asia, and usher in a new era of regional security and stability. Meanwhile, Hamas said it will begin releasing Israeli hostages before Trump chairs an international summit in Egypt on its peace plan for the region as part of the deal's first phase. Hamas will free captives, 20 of whom Israel believes are still alive, in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of people attended a rally in Tel Aviv ahead of expected release of Israeli hostages by Hamas. Addressing the crowds, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said the hostages are coming home, praised Donald Trump for making Gaza ceasefire and hostage return deal possible.
A debt of deep gratitude to President Trump. In the worst of times, he refused to accept the idea that peace in the Mideast was out of reach. He brought together nations once divided by generations of conflict and showed us that shared peace is stronger than shared pain. History will remember that when others doubted, President Trump believed.
Israelis have praised Donald Trump for his Gaza peace plan.
For 2 years, we are waiting for this day, for this moment. It's very, very exciting us. All of us feel happy for the family, for the hostages. That's finally, we hope, finally we will see all of them earlier as possible. And we think that without the President Trump, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Like this moment should have been 2 years and a few days ago. Like it never should have happened, but if it happened, we should have released all our hostages, just the normal people like me. I think about my children, my 2 sons, and it's a situation that we had to bring everyone home 2 years ago, but it's better 2 years later than never, and it's such a special moment for us to have everyone home.
Thousands of displaced Palestinians returned to devastated Gaza City on Saturday, on second day of ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Under ceasefire deal proposed by US President Trump, Hamas will hand over 47 remaining hostages, living and dead. In exchange, Israel will release 250 prisoners serving life sentences and some 1,700 Gazans detained since the conflict broke out.
Displaced Palestinians could be seen making their way back to their devastated homes as a ceasefire between Israel and Palestinian group Hamas appeared to be holding.
We used to live here. The first floor was hit and destroyed, and the second one too. And you can see, it is now just a pile of rubble. The thing we want most is for the bloodshed to stop. That is what truly brings us joy. We don't want any coupons. We don't want anything else.
According to the agreement, after the hostages are handed over, Israel will free 250 Palestinians serving long sentences in its prisons and 1,700 detainees captured during the war. On Saturday, preparations were underway at Free military base in southern Israel ahead of the expected hostage release. US President Donald Trump said on Friday the hostages are due to come back on Monday.
And as you know, on Monday the hostages come back. They're getting them now. I mean, they're getting them now. They're in some pretty rough places under earth. They're in some pretty rough places where only a few people know where they are, in some cases. So they're getting them, and they're also getting the bodies, approximately 28 bodies.
In Tel Aviv, Israelis gather in Hostages Square on Saturday ahead of the expected release.
I feel that people of Israel were with me, embraced me, and loved me for 2 years, more than 2 years. All the organizations that were here were truly with us. There's nothing like the uplifting spirit of a nation like this, without invitation, without anything. I'm actually getting emotional now, because I feel that everyone here simply couldn't do anything else but be here.
Israel's government ratified the ceasefire with Hamas. The Israeli military said on Friday that a ceasefire agreement had been activated at 900 GMT. World Food Programme WFP said it has begun scaling up its operation in Gaza. World Food Programme in a statement said that in the first 3 months, as part of its general food distributions, WFP aims to feed up to 1.6 million people, roughly 320,000 families, with bread, wheat flour, and family food parcels. WFP will scale up the numbers of bakeries it currently supports from 10 to 30 in coming weeks, dramatically increasing access to fresh bread. On Saturday, 8 trucks were seen moving through Khan Yunus. According to ceasefire agreement, humanitarian aid will be ramped up into Gaza and permitted to travel freely between North and South Gaza on the 2 main roads. Fuzail Ahmed's report for DD India.
Taliban forces in Afghanistan launched retaliatory strikes against Pakistani border posts on Saturday, accusing Islamabad of sovereignty-violating airstrikes on Kabul and southeastern regions on October 9th. Heavy clashes erupted in Kunar, Nangarhar, Paktia, Khost, Helmand province, involving artillery and drones. The Taliban Defense Ministry declared the operation successful and concluded at midnight, but warned of firm response to future incursions. Pakistani officials reported repelling unprovoked attacks, destroying several Afghan posts and inflicting dozens of casualties. Multiple soldiers were killed in the firefights, escalating tensions amid mutual accusations over harboring Tehrik-e-Taliban-Pakistan terrorists. Iran urged restraint as TTP claimed separate attacks killing 23 in northwest Pakistan. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated on Saturday that Tehran would consider a fair and balanced United States nuclear proposal if received, but none has been proposed as yet. Iran insists on retaining uranium enrichment rights while offering confidence-building measures for its peaceful program. Amid accusations from the US, Europe and Israel of weapon pursuit denied by Tehran, this follows a June 2025 12-day war involving US strikes on Iranian nuclear sites and stalled prior talks. Araghchi welcomed the Gaza truce but expressed distrust in Israel, calling for ICC trials of its leaders. He dismissed Trump's suggestion of normalizing ties with Israel as wishful thinking. US authorities confirmed on Saturday that no survivors were found following a powerful explosion at a munitions factory in rural Tennessee. 16 people remain missing. They are presumed deceased, though 2 previously listed as missing were confirmed not to be on site during explosion. The announcement came as 18 people remained missing and feared dead following the blast at Accurate Energetic Systems about 100 kilometers west of Nashville. Oscar-winning actress Diane Keaton has passed away at the age of 79. Her family confirmed the news, asking for privacy during this difficult time. Keaton, best known for her roles in Annie Hall, The Godfather and Father of the Bride, has died. A family spokesperson confirmed that she passed away in California. The actress, known for her unique charm, emotional performances and quirky fashion, was a defining figure in American cinema for over 5 decades. What a loss. Some weather updates now. Mexican residents and federal authorities began cleanup efforts on Saturday after torrential rains caused widespread flooding, landslides and damage across several Mexican states. The rain caused by tropical storms Raymond and Priscilla disrupted power in multiple regions, forcing riverbanks to overflow and damage infrastructure. Local communities cleared mud and debris as emergency crew were deployed to assist. More than 16,000 people were affected in southern Veracruz, with around 37 fatalities in several areas. Mexico's Met Department said Storm Raymond is moving north and is expected to bring more rain, while Priscilla is forecast to weaken into a post-tropical system. Major U.S. cities like New York and Boston on Saturday braced for a powerful coastal storm expected to impact millions along the East Coast. The northeaster storm is expected to bring heavy rains and possible flash flooding from Carolinas to southern New England. Wind gusts could exceed 89 kilometers per hour along coastal areas as the storm reaches peak intensity from Sunday into Monday. And flooding disrupted transport on the Spanish island of Ibiza for the second time in 2 weeks as heavy rains hit the Mediterranean region. The main motorway to the airport was closed, public transport was halted, rainwater seeped into the terminal. Operations were suspended for over an hour, with 24 flights cancelled. In Mallorca, 19 flights were cancelled, while floodwaters in Ibiza and Formentera left vehicles stranded. Army emergency units were deployed and mass telephone alerts warned residents to avoid unnecessary travel and waterways. Power outages affected hundreds after lightning strikes, with Valencia seeing over 570 storm-related incidents as intense rains continue. Still to come on this edition of TT India Live. Historic exposition of Buddha's sacred relics from India begins in Russia's Kalmykia Republic on Saturday. And we'll talk about the Nobel Prize in Economics to be presented on Monday. 20th edition of Delhi Half Marathon kicked off at 5 a.m. this morning from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DT India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Canada Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand is set to embark on a diplomatic visit to India on Sunday. During her visit to India, Anand will hold meetings with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Commerce Industry Minister Piyush Goyal in New Delhi. The discussions will focus on advancing a framework for strategic cooperation encompassing trade, diversification, energy, transformation and security issues. In addition to Delhi, Anand will travel to Mumbai to engage with Canadian and Indian businesses, fostering investment, job creation and economic opportunities in both Canada and India. The historic exposition of Buddhist sacred relics from India begins in Russia's Kalmykia Republic on Saturday. The relics from New Delhi's National Museum were transported via Indian Air Force aircraft with the delegation led by Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya. Thousands of devotees welcomed them in Elista, marking first for the region. Organized by India's Ministry of Culture and International Buddhist Confederation, the 8-day event at Jedan Shedap Choikaring Monastery, including blessings, teachings of Sakya Tizin Rinpoche, MOU signing, holy text presentations and exhibitions on Buddhist art and relics history. US Ambassador-designate Sergio Gore called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on Saturday, marking their first high-level interaction since his Senate confirmation. In a post on X, Prime Minister Modi expressed confidence that Gore's tenure will further strengthen India-US comprehensive global strategic partnership. The Nobel Prize in Economics honors groundbreaking contributions that shape how we understand markets, behavior and policy. Established in 1968 by Sweden's central bank for its 300th anniversary, the award recognizes pioneers in fields ranging from game theory and behavioral economics to poverty alleviation and financial stability. Though not part of Alfred Nobel's original will, it stands alongside other Nobel Prizes as one of the most prestigious honors in the world of ideas. More in this report.
The Nobel Prize in Economics, officially the Sveu Rius Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences, was created in 1968 by Sweden's central bank. Though not part of Alfred Nobel's original will, it's awarded with the other Nobel Prizes and widely recognized as one. The prize honors major advances in economics, spanning theory like game theory, empirical research such as poverty and labor, and impactful policy innovations. The former US Federal Reserve Chair, Ben Bernanke, won the award in 2022 for policy.
From 2006 to 2014, I was involved in a global financial crisis where the problems in the financial sector caused tremendous problems in the real economy, both here and around the world. And this, and thinking about these issues made me very determined to do everything I could, along with my other policymakers, my colleagues, to try to prevent the financial system from melting down.
Though called the Nobel Prize for Economics, many winners weren't economists. Daniel Kahneman, 2002, was a psychologist. Elinor Ostrom, 2009, a political scientist, and John Nash, 1994, a mathematician known for game theory. Joseph Stiglitz, an economist, won the prize in 2001 for extending our understanding of economic measures in society.
Well, GDP was originally created as a measure of market economic activity, but has increasingly become used as a measure of societal well-being. It wasn't designed for that, and it doesn't measure that. And changes in the structure of our economy and our society have made it increasingly poor as an indicator of societal well-being.
Amartya Sen, the only Indian citizen to win the Economics Nobel in 1998, was honored for work on poverty and social choice. Indian-born American Abhijit Banerjee won in 2019 for his experimental approach to fighting global poverty. They joined some of the most influential economists in history to receive the Nobel Prize in Economics: Milton Friedman in 1976, Sir John Hicks 1972, Paul Samuelson 1970, and Robert Solow 1987. Bureau Report, DD India.
Indian Coast Guard ship Sachet, an offshore patrol vessel, made a port call in Maputo, Mozambique on Saturday as part of its ongoing overseas deployment to Africa. ICGS Sachet's visit aims to enhance the capacity of Mozambican maritime agencies to address maritime crime, maritime search and rescue, environmental emergencies, thereby ensuring a safer and more sustainable marine ecosystem. The visit will also serve to showcase India's shipbuilding capabilities, supporting the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The deployment is in line with India's broader maritime vision, encapsulated in security and growth for all in the region, which aims to enhance regional security and cooperation. Furthering India's commitment to humanitarian assistance, the vessel is carrying some 20 metric tons of humanitarian assistance and disaster relief material, which includes medical stores and medicines. In sports, action in the ICC Women's World Cup 2025 continues to heat up as host India take on Australia in Visakhapatnam on Sunday. Led by Harmanpreet Kaur, India will be eager to bounce back after suffering their first loss of the campaign against South Africa. Despite the setback, the women in blue remain in strong position, sitting third on the points table with 2 wins from 3 matches. Here's more.
Yet another thrilling weekend is here with a lot of cricketing action as the Indian women are all set to take on the mighty Australian side at the ongoing ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. The league stage match will take place at the ACA VDCA Stadium in Visakhapatnam, where Team India recently faced South Africa. In this particular tournament, Team India comes at the back of 2 victories, one against Sri Lanka and the other against Pakistan. However, Team India lost to South Africa in their third league stage encounter. On the other hand, Australia have registered heavy victories against New Zealand and Pakistan and a washout against Sri Lanka. The head-to-head favors the Australians in the ODI format, where Australia won 48 matches out of 59. However, before their World Cup outing, Team India beat Australia in the second ODI at New Chandigarh. Kranti Gaur took crucial wickets in the winning match of the second ODI between India and Australia. Not only this, Smriti Mandhana hit 2 consecutive centuries as well in the recently concluded ODI series against the Aussies.
हम लोग भी एकदम पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट से जा रहे हैं और हम लोगों ने पास्ट में भी उन लोगों के साथ मैचेस खेले हैं और उनको हराया भी है, तो मतलब कोशिश यही रहेगी कि हम लोग अपना बेस्ट दें. वी हैव बीन प्लानिंग रियली वेल और सब लोग क्लियर हैं अपने माइंड में और क्या करना है सबको क्लैरिटी है. हमने ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्टाइल बहुत टाइम से देखा है कि वो एग्रेसिव ही आते हैं, बट ऑन द अदर हैंड हमारे प्लान्स भी बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर हैं और जो भी हम लोग मीटिंग्स में बात कर रहे हैं, हम लोगों ने डिस्कशंस किए हैं, कुछ प्लानिंग्स करी हैं एंड लेट्स होप कि हम लोग पॉजिटिव स्टार्ट दें.
Talking about the pitch report, this is the same surface where India faced South Africa. The pitch surface at the ACA VDCA Stadium in Visakhapatnam is expected to be flat and dry, with conditions getting better for batting as the game progresses. The match becomes even more crucial because India from here needs to win at least 3 matches for strong chances to secure a semis spot.
Team India is now all set to play its 4th encounter of the ongoing ICC Women's Cricket World Cup in the league stage group match. And here, as we know, that Australia is the 7-time World Cup winner, but Team India is also no less. In the recently concluded ODI series, Team India recorded the historic victory against the Aussies, beating them by 102 runs in New Chandigarh. Now, that was the same series in which Smriti Mandhana also hit 2 consecutive centuries and Kranti God took very crucial wickets. Now, let's see how Team Australia is going to perform against Team India at the ACA VDCA International Cricket Stadium, where Team DD India is currently present, and we'll get you all the latest and live reports from here. With camera person Ashish, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Vizag.
And the country's national capital woke up to a spirit of fitness today. The 20th edition of Delhi Half Marathon kicked off from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Thousands of runners, including elite athletes and amateurs, took to the streets of Delhi. The route passed through iconic landmarks like India Gate and Major Dhyan Chand Stadium. With cheers, energy and determination all around, Delhi ran together for a cause. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.